Good day, everybody. Good afternoon. I hope your day's going well here on this Thursday. Love Thursdays. Um, for me, Thursdays are always awesome because it's my podcast Thursday days. Though I do have videos and other podcast videos here on my channel, but actual podcast episode days, talking WBJ that I'm part of, and then also I see that. Anyways, a little bit of that and a little bit of Steve's Roasting Ramble. So doing all that stuff. Sorry about that. And it saw something in my teeth. Tooth. But anyways, Caesar's and I was talking to Jay. But also right now I want to do my video here that I was gonna do last night. Things got away from me. Had to have some talks with some family members about some things and also other things. So apologize I wasn't able to do my Riverdale review right after the episode was over. But now we're just gonna dive right into it here in my notes. And if I have to grade this episode here, I'll Riverdale. Season 2, episode 8. 18, I mean. Season 2, episode 18, chapter 31, A Night to Remember. So it's interesting how they have the titles of these episode chapters. Like they're coming from a true book, and each episode being a chapter of the said book. Indeed. Anyways, here we go. And also, though, like I said, if I want to grade this episode already from what it was, a musical episode, pretty good, entertaining one, though not as as I thought it would be. Probably give it a B grade, B plus, maybe. One could put it in the A category. I mean, a lot of other TV shows have been musical episodes, little true musical episodes, and also the fact nothing is ever going to touch High School Musical. That just for some reason has a special place in my heart. Which is odd because when High School Musical came out, it actually came out during almost the 4 years of my high school time, 2002, 2006, and with the last one being summer 2006, in between graduating high school and I was then going to go to the military. So saying that it had a special place in my heart is weird to some people because it was when I was almost to an adult to then when I was an adult, 18 years old, when it ended in 2006. The summer of 2006, the last movie, High School Musical 3, senior year. It might have made more sense to more people, I guess. And then again, my opinion is my opinion. I shouldn't care about what others think. You know, whatever I think is good and whatever my opinion is like. If you think something's good or bad, that's your opinion. It's like why 13 Going on 30 is my favorite movie. One of my favorite movies ever. Like 13 Going on 30, I can keep watching over and over again on a loop. 24 hours. I mean, at some point it might get a little redundant, but I still would enjoy it and wouldn't stop it if it's on its like 20th running or something. And that. But either way, I think it was still number one. But here, Riverdale had a pretty good episode. So welcome, one and all, here to the Riverdale musical episode that was last night. So it certainly was an interesting thing. Not only do we get singing, but this episode also delivers the kind of last-minute twist we want from the show. I mean, I should have known that the theatrics of a musical would pair nicely with the theatrics of this show because that's just how this show is. But anyway, it's both is played out now. Let's talk about it, shall we? Excuse me. Our episode wastes no time in giving us our first group musical number, as a musical would do, as it should. After Kevin Hansjoke had a camera and asked him to be the official videographer, not photographer, videographer for the school's production of Carrie, the musical. Then, because of the real drama, Archie doing push-ups while reading. But the group number then leads us directly into Kevin welcoming everyone to Carrie the musical. Running down the cast, he announces Archie is Tommy, the boy next door, and Betty is Sue, the good girl. Veronica is taking on the role of mean girl Chris, while Cheryl gets to play the iconic Carrie White. I've had the clearly used it sitting well with Josie and Ethel, but they'll get over it. At least they should. Hashtag deal with it, right? Then there's Alice, who has returned to the high school to play the part of Carrie's mom because, as Kevin puts it, there's nothing more important than age appropriate casting. Finishing out the cast is Chuck Clayton. That's what to redeem his reputation. He's not a bad guy, he swears. So, hey, watch, he can sing, so he's good. Yay. I mean, really, how can you be a bad guy if you can sing? Like, that's never ever happened. I.e., Scar, Lion King. But that's an anime movie, right? That's different. Anyways, moving on back to the show. Here talking about Riverdale. Here with my Riverdale review. Theory here of this episode. Season 2, episode 18, chapter 31, A Night to Remember. With the cast set, we get into the drama of it all. Betty's still very mad at Veronica, whom she thinks is just perfect for the part of the privileged, selfish mean girl. And while she's busy explaining to Archie why his girlfriend is wrong, Cheryl's looking to prove her haters wrong. There's a good chance they're only in her head, but he's gonna hate. So Cheryl takes the opportunity to stand up and belt out a solo to prove her vocal prowess. And then Sanbei drops to the ceiling and nearly kills her. There we go. As for who was responsible for Cheryl's near death, Kevin tells Jug that he received a letter in his locker room from someone alleging to be the Black Hood. The letter consisted of cut-out magazine letters, because, that's how that goes, and it demanded that Cheryl be recast. But Kevin's not too worried yet, and as they say, the show must go on. And go on it shall do, with Betty, Veronica, Archie, and Chuck wearing some amazing throwback jeans and Archie dancing in a way that cannot be described in any words, but it is certainly interesting, to say the least. From there, we got to a hallway mango sesh with Arch and Veronica, after which she asked if he could keep his car parked at her place. He hasn't told Fred about it yet because he knows it will upset him. So for now, Veronica says our garage is your garage. Only Hiram really doesn't agree and never really will. Seeing as how Fred's mayoral campaign is all about the family, the Lodges want to keep that family apart, which is precisely why Hiram shows up to the school, where Fred's working on the set for the musical, and mentions the car to Fred. Hiram says that as he walks away, and Archie expected Fred is not too happy. It seems Fred had a whole plan. They were going to find a car at the junkyard and fix it up together and partake in some serious father-son bonding, and now that's not happening because Veronica got Archie a car. What an evil shrew she is. And you can understand that sarcasm because she's not trying to do a good thing for her man. I mean, Veronica's hot as all hell. So is Betty. Those two actresses like a say before lesbian scene or tag team on Playboy. Why not? Anyways, moving forward. But speaking of things being interesting or things being ruined, Jug betrays Kevin's confidentiality and tells Betty about the Black Hood letter. Betty thinks it's from Ethel, who wanted to play the role of Carrie. So she and Jug launch an undercover operation, which consists of Betty trying to get Ethel herself to admit to the letter, while Jug films the conversation from a distance. But then again, does statistical means documenting things like this? Probably not. I told you they never should have given him a camera in the first place. But long story short, Ethel catches Jug because it's not good at this stuff and tells him she'd never harm anybody. So there we go. That's that for now. Back on stage, Josie and Cheryl are rehearsing a song about friendship. Ooh, friendship. Hey, I talk about friendship. MLP, My Little Pony friendship is magic. Then again, it's totally different here from Riverdale, but the point is friendship. Every time I see the word friendship in a sentence, in a book I'm reading, or hear it on a TV show, friendship, I don't make me think of that show. It's a good show, actually. Yes, next week I turn 30 years old, and I do enjoy MLP. Friendship is magic. Here's continuing season 8 and season 9. So I talk about that on my other channel, Animated Awesomeness. Anyways, moving on. So they're rehearsing a song about friendship, which more or less forces Cheryl to apologize for all the crazy things she did in the name of her Josie obsession, because plot convenience. And apparently that's all Josie needs, because by the end of the song, the lyrics have healed them, because that's what singing is supposed to do. That's why you're supposed to sing your feelings or play the song and let the person listen to it, because song can interpret more things that you want to say, even in a greater medium to do so. That's why I love music. That's why if I have a girlfriend or potential girlfriend, I like to send her music videos of like how I'm feeling or thinking. And not just because I can't sing word lick, but I picked those songs for a reason. For the message, for the music, for those reasons. So I'm very intuitive in that way, I guess. So not only can I have a somewhat photographic memory and a visual person in the sense like even having this background here for this video or being in this area, I like to have it like centered in my head here, and so you can see this, see that in that part of it instead of what I mean. Like I'm all weird about that stuff. I guess that way with music as well. But moving on back to the show, and while one friendship heals, another is not looking so great. After Veronica sings a song about how my daddy taught me nowhere to be nice, Betty decides to go for the jugular, i.e., in the song lyrically. She explains to Veronica why she's the literal embodiment of Chris, a slow rich girl with major daddy issues who aims to control everyone around her, including her boyfriend. Well, that's not going to sit well with Archie because Archie. Oh, wait, never mind. What was I saying? Archie going to do something. Archie quickly sits down with Betty because he can't understand how Betty could be so mean, considering how quickly Veronica forgave her after the Black Hood forced Betty to say all those horrible things. So Archie poses the question of who should be playing Chris and who should be playing Sue. And also just as a side note, Jug is creepily filming this whole conversation, so maybe we should like bring that up. Oh, there's a Jug. And I did find out that the actor Dylan Sprouse and the actress who plays Betty are dating. Get in there, boo. Lucky guy. But that leads us into Tommy and Sue's. So Archie and Betty's ballad, You Shine, which quickly becomes a love ballad between Betty and Veronica. Veronica admits she's been a terrible friend. Betty disagrees. They sing, they hug, they conflict over because, again, song is magic almost. So there we go into that part. But like I said, it was a pretty good episode. Like I said, give it a BB plus grade myself personally. But like I said, the actresses that play. Let me check something. I've seen Camila Mendes and Lily Reinhardt's bodies, bikinis and otherwise on Instagram. Definitely want to check that out for sure. But anyways, back from break here. Brief pause though for an analyst update. After FP is too busy working to accept her invite to the musical, she walks away from him, refusing to make the same mistake all over again. She then heads home, takes off her leather, and replaces it with her cardigan, snapping instantly back into mom mode as she calls Chick. Apparently, he won't return her calls. She's worried about him. But I was just okay. Now back to our regular schedule craziness here within the musical, and Kevin. Where Kevin has received another letter from the Black Hood. This time, Kevin goes to Cheryl and tells her that he has no choice but to recast. And as much as Cheryl doesn't want to, she doesn't have a choice when her mother shows up, refuses to give parental approval for the musical, and takes Cheryl home. But the role of Carrie still doesn't go to Ethel. Apparently, Midge was the understudy all along, which is why she gets her daughter duet with Alice. No one else's mind she's singing Betty, but yeah, so much as breaks down crying and asks Betty not to leave her again. But that be with that. Be Betty catches up with Alice in the hallway, who's mid breakdown about how she gave away her son when he was born, and she just sent him away again. Not to mention that things are terrible with Hal, which leaves only Alice's frayed relationship with Betty. That gives Betty an idea. Episode end, she convinces Hal to come home some flowers and asks to move back in. Alice accepts, and Betty is literally the only person in the world who's happy about this. But there we go. Still, part of me is kind of remember that FP thing, but who knows? But with his dad still not wanting to talk to him, Archie realizes that he's not the selfless hero that Tommy is in the musical. He recognizes that he's been going down a dark path, so he goes to Hiram and tell him not to try and get between Archie and his father because that's a battle you will lose every time. And to prove it, Archie returns the car to Hiram and heads home, where he gives his dad a gift, a piece of wrapped car that they can restore together. So it's a nice gesture that it makes that Fred cry. Oh, this crying. General cast takes cars could be going either way. And that takes us back to our next group member, which consists of everyone singing. Kevin debuting the world's largest boat. Ty and Sheriff Keller lurking in the background for some reason, because why not? But that group number isn't the main event, though. It's got together with Cheryl in the silk dress, while Carrie and dumping a bucket of blood on herself before confronting her mother. She knows Penelope is working with Claudius, and she knows they tried to kill Nana Rose, and if they try to hurt Nana Rose again, she says, I'll end you. Then I burned one house down, and I'll be happy to burn another one. There you go, Cheryl. Stand up for yourself. Hashtag Team Cheryl. Believe that. Believe that. Cheryl then demands, at which point she get the house and then Rose all to herself. Her final words, though, Sister Paki Mommy, you and Uncle Claudius are to live amongst the pigs. Well, that was kind of weird, but interesting at the same time. And then that brings us to the big show before things begin. Jug finds cut up magazines in Ethel's dressing room. She's not even the understudy, but she gets her own dressing room. I don't know how that worked, but there we go. Original one. Then Jug then passes an angry moose in the hallway while Veronica applauds Chuck's behavior throughout rehearsals. It seems he's officially redeemed, but maybe not truly. You never know. Never know with this show. Finally, Alice is on stage singing about how it's time for Carrie to come out of the closet when she turns to find Midge. Midge dead with a message in blood, because that's how that works. From the Black Hood itself, saying, I am back from the dead, all those who escaped me before that. And then he signs it BH, which seems unnecessary, but whatever. It's supposed to give you clues of who it could be, or just simply doing the Black Hood signature thing, but you never know. But Midge, who did finally play, and you would think now that pointed to Ethel, because finding those magazine stuff in her dressing room, her wanting to play that part, and for other reasons. Black Hood could be female, right? Equal opportunity. And that's where it ends there. Things Murder in the Musical, and I don't know what else to expect from that. But all in all, I give this episode a lot of credit. First and foremost, for going all in on the musical hour, but also for somehow delivering what felt like a great episode of Riverdale, music or no music. I mean, because this show has had a lot of good episodes in its lifespan, in its series so far. But this musical was pretty good. I did enjoy it. I know I say how High School Musical is even better, but that's a different type of musical. That musical movie with Disney Channel, this with darker and raunchy in other ways. So kind of comparing apples and oranges, but still. But I am still partially convinced, though, that every episode of Riverdale should at least seem like a musical. But it certainly is interesting how it all turns out. But I hope this review turned out to be pretty well. I hope you guys and gals and women that did watch this live or otherwise did enjoy it. You can do a comment in the comment section below. Who do you think is the Black Hood? That's my question to you. I pose. Who do you believe is the Black Hood? Do you think it's Ethel? Do you think it's Veronica? Do you think it's Stone Cold Steve Austin? I mean, who do we think it is? Alice Cooper? Could be anybody, obviously. It could be someone that we haven't even met yet in the series, even though it kind of be late in the game, let alone the season, for it to be that person. But you never, ever know. Anyway, we were introduced to Chick, so be introduced to new castmates at any point, and not just for beginning of seasons, but not just for beginning and ending of seasons. For cliffhanger effect. Either way, but either way, this episode was pretty good. Like I said, I give it a BB minus or BB plus grade. So probably like an 8 out of 10 in general for the grade. Good job. Look forward to the next episode next week. Riverdale's back and moving forward. Looking forward to wrapping up this season. Moving on. Hope you all have a great rest of your Thursday. I will be back here tonight for Steve's Wrestling Ramble. We'll talk about everything about the Superstar Shakeup from Raw and SmackDown and other news and notes that come from the WWE world. So, Riverdale fans, unite. Welcome to follow me on Twitter at Army_strong_06 and follow me on Instagram at StevieK_06. Above all else, as always, take care.